Now, this place has been called the symbol of American Southwest, the most photographed spot in Arizona. It's been featured in several Hollywood films. You've seen it on hundreds of postcards, calendars, billboards, just everywhere.
And we're talking about Red Rock Crossing. And you can add it to its impressive resume, also being featured in next month's issue of Arizona Highways magazine. Robert Stieve, of course, is here to give us a sneak peek. Robert, thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
And I know we're looking at the cover right then, but that's actually not Red Rock Crossing.
That's actually up by Petrified Forest. Our cover story's about historic landmarks and buildings, and we're talking off air. They're interesting, but not nearly as beautiful as Red Rock.
Oh,
Red Rock. So where is Red Rock Crossing exactly?
You know, when you're in Sedona, there's a lot of different places you can see all the beautiful red rocks, and there's a lot of places that are off the beaten path. Red Rock Crossing is probably the most photographed spot up in Sedona. You can drive to it with a scooter. You know, you don't need a four-wheel drive or anything to get out there. So it's easy to get to, and everybody goes there and photographs it. All of our photographers go there, and you know, every once in a while we'll see something, and as you know, we've been doing this a long time, and we'll see an image. It's like, wow, that looks different, or that looks good. So we did a whole portfolio about the place.
And as we're going through these pictures, I mentioned that it kind of looks like we're doing it in the four seasons. We get to see it in every aspect. Is this late autumn?
This one, I believe, is late autumn, right? And, you know, you bring up a great point, Tina. I mean, the thing about Arizona, and you see it down here in Tucson, if, you know, up in the Catalinas or out in the desert, I mean, everything has got its own sort of seasonal twist on it. And you know, there's obviously you don't necessarily want to be out in the desert in the middle of July, but, you know, it's beautiful all year round, and that's certainly the case up in Red Rock country.
Definitely. I love this next photo. We're going to be looking at the winter.
Yeah, you know, and this photograph, now I was hiking up there just right before Christmas, and I was doing a trail, and I went through over a foot of snow on the trail. So they had another big storm this year, but when this was taken, it was the biggest storm that they'd had up in Sedona in more than 50 years.
Wow.
And, you know, our photographers spend a lot of time sort of sitting on the edge of their couch waiting for weather to move in, because it makes for much more interesting photography. So yeah, that's a little bit of what it looks like in the winter.
That looks like a postcard.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it totally looks like, not a postcard from Arizona, but it looks like a postcard from somewhere.
Right.
And then we have something that's over at like Crescent Moon Ranch, which this, again, is just amazing.
Right. Now think about this. Some lucky human being got to be the settler there and put a barn up and look out and say, well, this looks like a good place to, you know, raise cattle or whatever they did there. Yeah, that's one of the original homesteads up there, and it's still intact. And that is, you know, Cathedral Rock as you look out there, and you get that beautiful look, and it looks so different, not just seasonally, but times of day too, sunrise versus sunset. And you know, you won't be there alone. A lot of people go to this spot, but it's easy to get to. There's a short little walk you can take, maybe a half a mile or less, that really gets you out along the creek, and you get to see all that scenery.
You can see why people would want to shoot their films there.
Yeah.
The backdrop is incredible. And now this next photo I was really excited about too.
Yeah.
I love a good rainbow. Look
Yeah. You know, we see a lot of rainbows in our photo editor's office, and people send in a lot of them. This particular one, and I don't remember exactly, I think it's written in the magazine, I think he said it was there for over 45 minutes. And this was a monsoon, so going back to your point, Tina, this would have been in the middle of summer during monsoon season, and you know, that rainbow just hung around, and he was able to get all kinds of great shots. The photographer's a guy named Derek Von Briesen, who does a lot of great stuff for us.
That's amazing. And we're just going to flip it and do winter now.
Yeah, go back to winter. Yeah, that sounds good. And Sedona, you know, if you're up there, you know, this is just one spot you can go to. Yeah, here we are looking at winter again. And this is probably very much what it looks like if you were to go up there this weekend. It's, you know, the leaves are off the trees, but you get that crisp light out there on those rocks, and it's just beautiful.
I love the shadows.
Yeah.
You know,
me too.
It's beautiful.
But as I was saying, you know, there's so many other places you go up in Oak Creek Canyon. This is one I think I want to hang on my wall. It's just so beautiful, the reflection of the trees, and this probably was a springtime shot, I'm guessing, just looking at the leaves on the trees there. But you know, there's so much to see and do up there. There's great hiking, there's great shopping, of course, some pretty good food up there as well. But most of the things in Sedona are easy to get to. You know, a lot of the stuff we do in the magazine really, and you guys have laughed about it before. Wait, there's bears out there? But this is easy access, and all that beauty is right there, sort of at your fingertips.
And I love when we get those pictures of the reflection and things, because again, it's something I never would think to take a picture that way, but that's what we have you guys for. And I always say, get this as a subscription, put it on your table. It's a great, icebreaker when people come over or out of town guests or stuff. And we're so happy when you come on and you give us like that little bit of a sneak peek and make us want to go get the next issue.
Well, we appreciate the support. Yeah, the magazine kind of dispels some of those stereotypes about Arizona.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Again, thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
As always, you can see even more of our state's beauty by subscribing to Arizona Highways Magazine. Give them a call. They're at 1-800-543-5432 or log on to arizonahighways.com.